What is up, everyone? Good afternoon to each and every one of you out here. I hope everyone slept well, had a wonderful night. I sure did. Um, just wanted to go live for a few before I went to work today, just to touch bases on a few things, recap, answer a few questions, and I also wanted to speak on something briefly. When people throw subliminals around and we're all adults, right? It can be a misunderstanding about those subliminals. Hey D, hope all is well with you, sweetheart. Everyone coming in, hit the like button. I'm going to stop saying what I'm going to start. I'm going to stop talking until the like button is hit, and then I'll carry on with my thought. That's how I'm going to start doing things over here. Hey, Nita. I have 23 people in the building and 2 likes. I'll keep going when I get those likes up. That's how we'll do it. The likes not up. Get the likes up, and I'll keep going. All right, there we go. It's a little bit better. So good afternoon, chat. Good afternoon, everyone. Positive. We need Ashley D. We love you. Keep your head up. I appreciate it. I really do. I appreciate all the positive vibes, positive energy from everyone. I do have some dope supporters. I really do. I'm just going to touch on something, okay? When you have an issue with someone, right? And you speak on it and you address it, and then the issue is done, or so you think. And then the person the next day later, they write a post right after you have a situation with this person. And they say the only reason that you have an issue with them because you don't want to come at everybody else. And the thing is, right, I added you, Jared. I left off, even though I thought it was childish of you to go on Amber's panel last night when you were on mine. Have a wonderful day at church. Didi, it's nothing negative. Everything is positive on my platform. I've never been a messy person, and I'm not going to start now. I only address things when they're directed at me. So please don't take it anyway, sis. I hope you have a wonderful day. But I feel as though I want to clear this up with Jared, because I think somewhere we have a misunderstanding, misconnect. But I added you because I felt like this was a few times that this situation occurred, and I expressed that yesterday to you on the post. I allowed you to come up and express how you felt. You did not come back up, Jared. I'm the person that had the situation with you. You didn't come back up. You went on Amber's panel and you discussed that situation with her. I said, oh, cool. Okay, cool. Left it alone. Wake up today and you say, when people come at you, now you know it's the reason because they don't want to come at other people. So they're basically taking it out on you. And I want to make sure I I'm quoting right exactly what you said. Jared, everybody that you say I'm afraid to come at, I've already came at on my own over here. I'm not trying to have any beef with anyone. That's why I directly stated what the issue was between you and I. I didn't have an issue with these girls, even though it was discussed about me on a platform yesterday that you were not on. I still didn't have an issue with them, and I made that crystal clear. But for you to say that I'm only addressing the issue with you because I don't want to say anything to them, I'm not afraid of anyone, Jared. I'm not afraid of those girls, and I'm not afraid of you. I just choose to use my platform for peacefulness instead of negative energy. People need to open their eyes like a lot of other people. I don't be blinded by anything. I'm not starstruck by people, and I'm not blinded by chaos and drama. I'm not a messy person. You understand? A lot of people like to surround themselves around themselves with messy people. And that's cool if that's what you choose to do. Birds of a feather flap together. But it's a lot of people that's been going under the radar for being messy. Okay? And when I call people out on certain things, and I'm not even saying the situation with Jared and myself, I'm just speaking in general, then that's when problems occur. Or when I choose to distance myself from drama or no longer respond to it. I live a peaceful life outside of this, right? I come to YouTube to be uplifting and encouraging. I don't care if my live is not full of people wanting to hear me go off and go in on people. I don't care about that. I don't entertain that type of stuff in my real life. So I'll be danged if I get online and try to entertain it in my settled life, in my YouTube life. I address things accordingly. And I just felt the need on my peaceful hour sip coffee and chat morning with everyone to tell Jared that you say you're a street dude, Jared, right? But street dudes don't play internet silly games like that. You were saying that to me, Jared, right? I addressed each and every one of these females on my own, like I've been doing from day one since I've been getting into different situations with people. I address everyone on my own. I never back down. I'm not afraid of anyone. Who will chop me up? I'm waiting. Who will chop me up, Jared? Name someone who has chopped me up. I'm waiting. See, and that's how words and things get misconstrued. Ashley D tried to be on a peaceful note. Ashley D went to sleep last night and decided to do an early morning live on a positive note. But you have people that's indirectly speaking on you. I did nothing to you, Jared. That was a female move for you to get on your community and say that. You have to learn the difference. If you're going to be a street dude, Jared, play the part. Street dudes don't subliminally go on a community and say something to a female when you could have said it on my platform. I didn't have a problem with you, Jared, and I still don't. I didn't have a problem with anyone yesterday, but if I'm being spoken on, then I have the right to clear the miscommunication when it comes to me, Jared. But when you do certain little female things like that, you don't get respect from me. Okay? Now, on another note, people like to surround themselves with drama and chaos. Along this whole story, covering it, carrying it, I noticed that even when you try to forewarn people or red flags have been in your face, and it's me just speaking in general. This is my experience when covering this story. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with Jared or anything like that. I said what I had to say to him. I'm not going to allow my life to continue to be about that. Back on a serious note. when we notice these red flags and signs in our life, whether they're our day-to-day life or they're people we work with or people online, when there's always mess surrounding these type of people, that is an initial red flag. Okay, everyone can't be saying the same thing. It's one thing if the disagreement is publicly spoken upon, right? And the person admits what's going on and they want to address the situation. They have nothing to hide. Cool. But it's another thing when drama is always attached from every avenue, from this side, that side, this area, that area. Anywhere in life, wherever drama follows certain people, then that shows you what the clear indicator of the problem is in that situation. So we have to start thinking smart. Just because you like people, just because it's your spouse, just because it's your cousin in the family that's friendly, just because it's a coworker, just because it's a best friend, if they are attached to drama and chaos, or it's always something with this person, then you will never have no peace in your life. How can you have peace in your life if you're attached to someone that wherever they go, drama follows? Any comments in the anyone have anything to say? I'm gonna read the comments along the way. I know it's not 50 people trolling me, but we're too old to be blinded by drama, chaos, toxicity. It's too much of people allowing people into their personal space, allowing people to continue to be toxic, even in a long-term relationship, a long-term friendship. If people are bringing toxic energy towards you and you're working on changing, or you want positivity in your life, you cannot attract positivity in your life if you're always surrounded by chaos. You have to continue to go forward. You have to put your best foot forward and surround yourself around people that are elevating and going in the same direction as you. And sometimes, even in certain situations, even if it's people you cool with, sometimes you have to fall back and pay attention to everything. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to where the trouble and the problem lies. We can't be so naive to the point of overlooking certain things. And I'm right now coming from a place of care, coming from a place of awareness, coming from a place of understanding. And this is a tool we should apply to our everyday life. And just the whole situation and everything that has transpired back and forth on YouTube and in our everyday life. You need peace at some point or another in order to grow or become the best you. Now, if you're attached to that type of toxicity, that type of drama, and that's just what you like, then it is what it is. You know, if you like it, we don't have a choice but to love it. But if you're trying to become a better person and you're trying to elevate yourself in a different direction, then you being attached to everything that is hindering you and holding you back will not elevate you in any direction whatsoever. I've noticed so many times, and now I'll speak from my personal experience, okay? When it comes to certain people speaking up about certain things, that's when you become the troublemaker. Even though you never said you're a victim, you're trying to grant clarity and understanding to something that could have possibly been a miscommunication. So if Hold on. My black is beautiful. Good morning. That's just not direct. Yep, I heard of that before, sis. I did. I agree with that. I really do. And the crazy thing is, I was the last person he had this conversation with yesterday, and I allowed him to come up, and he did not choose to come back up, but he chose to go on Amber's platform. The same thing that they got upset with me about doing to him, he did it over there. And then today he woke up with it still on his mind and said that I'd rather come at him instead of coming at women. If my issue initially was with him, why would I get mad at the women? Why would I go at them? I addressed everyone and told everyone where the problem lied. And that was them addressing me on a public platform, right? But I agree with you. If it's not directed, it's not respected. I absolutely agree. But like I was saying, we have to sit back for a second and pay attention to what things are going on and what is transpiring. A lot of people would like to stay in the dark because they think they're friends and they think they know people, or this person makes me laugh. But at the end of the day, if you're woke and you have common sense, and we all are adults, just because the same thing make you laugh can make you cry. Just because you feel as though you're fond of someone, just like if it's a bad relationship or a spouse, at one point or another, you married your husband and now he's abusive, whether he's verbally or physically, or the marriage is just not working. That doesn't mean you stay in that toxic marriage, especially if he's not abusive and you've tried everything you can to fix it, right? If something is toxic and all the signs are there and it's a clearly indicator of what the problem is, that is the sign. And that is the clear indicator of the issue. There's no in between. There is no everybody is pointing at this person for this reason. Everybody's having a problem with this person for this reason. No, it is what it is. Now, good morning, Lady Love. Good morning, everyone. Hit the like coming in. My problem with covering the whole story and being on YouTube, and what I wish I would have never done, was get involved a little more personally to interact with people on platforms. That was my downfall. But it was a lesson learned. You get what I'm saying? Because I wish that my supporters never got a chance to see the sides of me that I did not want to show. You get what I'm saying? I wanted my supporters to be able just to come online and interact with me in a positive way. I didn't want them to see me arguing with people like that. I didn't want them to see me going off, but at least you did get a chance to see Ashley D up close and personal, or me at my vulnerable moments. So that lets you know I have a human side as well. I want to encourage everybody, more than anything. So, man. See, that's what I'm going to say this, okay? And I'm going to try not to get upset. A lot of y'all fanned out on here. Y'all so fanned out and blinded to stuff. And I'm going to just keep it 100, okay? And I've been trying to bite my tongue. And I was trying to come on here on a peaceful note. No, he was talking to me. I'm not stupid. He was talking to me. I'm the last person he had a disagreement with, so he thinks. So he was talking directly to me. Or better yet, I was one of the many people he had a disagreement with. He didn't say anything else to those other women. He didn't have a disagreement with them days ago. So it would have made more sense when he did have disagreement with those women 5 days ago if he would have posted that. It would have made a lot more sense, right? But the day he has a disagreement with me and I allow him to come back up on the panel and he decides to go back on Amber panel and do what they told me not to do. They told me, even though I just added him, so it was directed, it was respected. I added his name. So it was clearly me talking to him, right? But everybody else had an opinion about it, which was fine. But when I allowed him to come up to my platform, and then he decided to go on someone else's platform, and they decided to make that live private that was about me. I didn't make my live private. I made it public. And I allowed him up to address the issue. And I also apologized when I felt as though I was being rude, interrupting him reading the comments while he was trying to explain himself. Because that's how real I am. I'm a real one over here. I'm not a fake one. So when I stand over here alone, because I don't have to stand in a group, and that's not subbing anybody, that's me talking about Ashley D, period. Okay? And I express how I feel about something that was very so much so directed at me. I'm not stupid. It was directed at me. I'm not a little kid. Okay? When I address that, why do I have to beat around the bush and say, oh, he could be talking about the women he got into it with 5 days ago? Why would he be talking about something that happened 5 days ago when we had a disagreement last night, less than 24 hours? I have common sense, and I think we all should start using it. That's what we really should start doing. I'm a 40-year-old woman. I'm capable of understanding when somebody is being fake, when somebody is subbing me, when somebody is acting funny, when somebody is trying to make me out to be the problem because they are the problem and they want to start drama amongst the group. Okay, if you calling a spade, why don't you go right on his wall and ask him who is he talking to? Call all the spades a spade. Don't just come over here calling me a spade. Call all the spades a spade. Let's lay all the cards on the table if that's what we're going to do. Don't just come over here to little old Ashley because she's addressing something that was directed at her. Because this person didn't come on the panel and say what they felt last night with their chest out. So they decide to make a community post and everybody expects Ashley D to beat around the bush like he wasn't talking to her, and they have an inside laugh about it. It was directed at me. So that's why I addressed that, and I continue to speak on what I was speaking on. I'm not stupid. Out of everybody on here, everybody always wants Ashley D to be a peacemaker. But everybody else can go off and say what they feel, can talk about and speak on who they feel like speaking on. But when Ashley D do, if it's somebody that they like, it's a problem. And you just said if it's not directed, it's not respected. So I directed it, and it's still not respected. I know what she's saying. I have common sense. I know what she's saying. But I'm saying it was directed, and I accept it. It was directed at me. I was the last female. And last night, the same thing everyone else say, well, call a person or go up on a person platform, or no, call a person privately. Don't address it on YouTube, right? But the same thing was just done. But nobody is going to say anything about that. But yet Ashley is being a woman. And she said what she had to say and she moved past it, right? But here's everybody else. Oh, well, he might have not meant it that way, or you might be misunderstanding. I'm not misunderstanding anything. My comprehension is very well. What do you mean? All right, I'm done talking to you know what's so funny about people on YouTube? Everyone will try to make you seem like you crazy, you over exaggerate, and it's not that serious, but y'all allow people to play in y'all face. That's what I see. A lot of people just blinded by realness. Whether I accepted it or not, clearly I did, but to turn around and wake up the next day and he say everybody is coming at him because they don't want to come at the women. Who else is he talking to? Who else could he possibly be talking to? If I'm the last person he got into it with. And when it was time for him to come back on my panel, right? He went on Amber Live and continued to talk about me last night. Even after I accepted his apology. Did you guys say something to him about that? Did y'all say why you got off of Ashley panel while she's live and went over there and talked to him? Who else was he talking about? Truth Slayer, thanks for the membership. I appreciate it. I'm not finna keep on talking about this. Who else was he talking about? He didn't get into it with any ladies lately, right? I'm the last person he got into a disagreement with. He didn't come back on my platform. So he decided to go back on Amber's and address our situation further. So we didn't end it off on no note anyway. He didn't come back up here. He went back on Amber platform and they discussed me. The same thing they told me not to do on my community. So when you in discussing something with someone and they decide not to come on your platform and further discuss it or at least end it out on a good note. He apologized. He dropped off by mistake. I tried to add him back up. I told him come back. He didn't. He went on Amber's live and they discussed me further. And then they marked the live private, right? So I really don't know how we ended off, even though I did accept his apology. But to wake up and I'm the last person he had a disagreement with, and he decided not to come up. So what other way is there to take that? I'm real. I'm not finna sit up here and beat around the bush. That's why I could come on my own platform and say what I feel. I don't have to beat around the bush. I don't have to fake it to make it. I'm going to be me regardless. Now, if I'm wrong, and I hope I am wrong, I can be woman enough to apologize. But what was the point of subbing someone? What was the point of saying that? Especially after we just had a disagreement. What other way to take that? He got into it with a lot of women this week, right? Then he should have said it when he did, not after you got into it with me. Make it make sense, people. But I'm crazy, right? Oh, Ashley crazy. He got into it with all these women this week, and he never said it one time. He didn't come back on my platform. So to be honest, I really don't know how we left off. I really don't know if we was okay because Amber marked the live private. They decided to go live and further discuss me instead of Jared coming back up to my platform, and we ended it off on an okay note, right? Y'all have to stop. You know, at the end of the day, Ashley D, I'm sensitive to bullshit. I keep telling y'all that. I'm allergic to fakeness and I'm sensitive to bullshit. Stroll back up, Truth Slayer. Me and someone else had a disagreement. Everyone else thought I was upset. It's just a long story. Go to my my live from last night, Truth Slayer, from 2 days. Well, it's the second live. And it'll explain to you what's going on. I tried to come on here on a peaceful note. I just wanted to clear that part up and keep it moving and saying recognize signs of traits, right? Recognize signs of traits and red flags. That was something helpful to us in our everyday life, whether it was a relationship, co-workers, best friends. I tried to change it into something else. But yet here it's everyone's supporters that I never hardly see in my comment section telling me you don't see what you saw. Telling me that you're the one trying to be messy when somebody is talking to you. I'm not stupid. I was born at night, but not last night. I know. No, Jerry not gay. To be honest, none of the content creator men that are over here are gay. But what I think that he did this morning was a female move, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. That wasn't very cool. You okay, Renee? You don't mean any harm. I just think everyone should be allowed to say what they feel, right? And I do agree when it's not directed, it's not respected. But it was definitely directed, and I definitely received it. People can get on here and be cool with their favorite content creators or whatever they want it to be, and I'm okay with that. But don't come disrespecting me and playing in my face on my top and acting as though something that I'm gonna time you out. Y'all act like I told the dang on boy to go to hell or something like that. I could still express how I feel. He's still on a panel with females talking about me. Okay? He still woke up to sub me this morning. He's still doing his regular day routine. Even though I was the bigger person and I allowed him on my platform yesterday and I accepted his apology. He did not come back up. We did not end it on any type of way. So I do not know whether or not we were okay when he left off, right? In real life, I don't know. I thought we were, but I do not know because he decided to go discuss further things about myself in a chat with Amber, and it was marked private. So after that, I wake up today and it was a subliminal, and the same thing that Upper said, we have to stop speaking on, we have to stop being so emotional. Okay, so Jared is a full-blown man. Is any other content creator gonna feel some sort of way about that? I'm a woman over here, and that's what's the problem with our women. They always personalizing everything until it's their own situation. I've dealt with so many women when it came to me, I feel this way for no reason. I'm so sensitive, but they have felt the same way when it came to their own personal feelings. But I don't supposed to just feel the ways I do. All right, I'm gonna time you out. You don't know what he would have added me at. Who else was he talking about? I'm trying not to say the D word because that's what a lot of y'all are. I'm sick of it at this point. Y'all, it's like trying to reason with people that are deers in headlights. It really is. I'm so glad this sector over, so a lot more new people will be coming over here. I'm so sick of, at this point, reasoning with people that don't even understand or get it. We say the black men are unprotected, but it dang gonna show are certain black women. And I'll just leave that there. I don't have no dog. I don't have no bone in this fight. I don't have a reason to wake up and want to fight with Jared. He lost his father. I made a video defending him. Did y'all think about that? I was one of the content creators that made a video defending him in his honor. Did anybody make videos defending me? No, right? Never. I stood on my own shit like I'm doing now. I addressed that and said what I had to say, and then I started speaking on different things. But here's everybody else wanting to come up here and once again tell me how I should fucking feel. Tell me it's a misunderstanding. He got into it with these women a week ago. So why would he address them now? He got a disagreement with me last night. And then you want to say it's my feelings that I really didn't forgive him? Or I wouldn't think he's talking about me? Get the fuck out of here. You can let your man at home play on your top, or these internet fake ass people play on your top. But they not going to play on mine. And now I'm speaking in general. I'm not just talking about Jared. I don't care if everybody has an opinion, right? But don't sit up and try to deflect and change what I'm feeling or tell me I don't have a right to feel that way. I appreciate you guys bringing clarity to the situation. But don't keep going back and forth with me about my feelings. That's the problem. That's what the shit I spoke on yesterday. Y'all always favoritism and cater towards certain people's feelings. But when it comes to my feelings, they don't matter. They matter today, and they matter on my channel. How about that? Jerry, please go. Bye. You had a chance to come back on my platform yesterday, and you did not come back on there. So it's not respected, and I do not accept it. And this stuff definitely has gotten out of hand. Who said men don't have a right to speak? If you watch my videos, that's one of the things I've been advocating for. Men speaking up. Right? What are you talking? Time out. Y'all fanned out. I sure did say it. Not finna let y'all have me going off online and I seem like I'm crazy. No, I ain't crazy. Y'all crazy. Actually going off on her subs. They not my subs anyway. I don't see y'all over here. A lot of y'all. Gary have a right to say what he feel too. But at the end of the day, I got a right to say what I feel. It's my platform. If Jared felt some sort of way about these ladies, he had 5 days ago to address that. Why coincidentally put that shit up after we get into it? Make it make sense. Don't play on my top. Let me block you. Hey, you all right? You watching this? shit show. I don't, these people crazy. But they try to make you feel like you crazy. You feel me? And I didn't even try to come on here and go off. You get what I'm saying? All right. I just wanted to yeah. Okay. Bye. The sad thing is when people try to express themselves, just like you said, Jared had a right to express himself, right? He did. But if Jared had a problem with me, or he didn't have a problem with me, why go on Amber Live last night and not leave off on a peaceful note with us? What sense did that make? But nobody is trying to hear what I'm saying because everybody is so. Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, sis.
How you doing, sis?
I'm okay.
The
Um,
YouTube. Oh, sorry.
I want to say this because I understand that a lot of the times we try to give consideration to what someone else's intent may be, or what someone may be going through, or what someone you know we try to give those things into consideration, and I understand that those things are not invalid. I'm not here to say that. I'm not saying that they're not invalid. But what I am seeing from Ashley D is her expressing from her perspective. And I think that she's only asking people to give that consideration because of how everything is going. Now let's do a timeline. I know that a lot of things probably weren't highlighted, but in reference to what Ashley D was saying before, she felt as if Jared may have been, doing underhanded treatment toward Ashley, right? And then, you know, she's been in contact with other content creators. She's never had Jared's number. She says that the some of the other ladies have numbers. They exchange numbers. They communicate on the phone on the regular.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so eventually we get to a point, right, where Ashley D makes a status on her community wall. Um, it was received by Jared. He made a live in response to it. It was sent to Ashley from one of the ladies that he spoke on it and he received it. And then one content creator, she did a live in support of her new channel. And they were speaking on different topics, of course, right? And the topic wasn't necessarily about Ashley, but somebody asked about the Ashley and Jared situation, and thus they elaborated on it. Now, within the elaboration, um, the Ashley D noticed that they had an assumption as to why she was speaking in her status post about Jared, and she noticed that they were incorrect. So her video, she wanted to give enlightenment on what it actually was that she was feeling about Jared, so nobody would have a misunderstanding on that. And then also in that video, they were explaining how they wouldn't do certain things or how they would go about it differently. And Ashley wanted to give enlightenment on how they were expressing that, but in the same sense, making it in Ashley's view worse because it was a live video. And not only that, but they were also doing the very thing that they were saying Ashley D shouldn't do. And so Ashley D came on her live and she was expressing these things. Jared came onto the panel, which I think was a great thing. I think it was awesome to have that opportunity. Um, and Ashley D was expressing. It was a lot of confliction within the comments. I think that it caused friction a little bit, but Ashley D was very accepting to the conversation. Like if you play it back and listen to it, it was accepting. I think that because of emotions rising, you can't necessarily hear it or see it, and but when you calm down and take a look back, they both were very open. They vote they both were vocalizing in a very effective communicating format, in a sense, even in the midst of the chaos. Neither one of them were disrespectful to each other. But I think one can assume, I think actually, okay, so after that, Jared dropped down. Now no one knows what happened, whether it was um an effect in the technology, or if he dropped down. Ashley was dropped the link to see if he wanted to try again. It never happened. He never came back up. Okay. So she went on to continue to just explain that it's not a beef with anyone. I don't have a problem with anyone. I just noticed that they were discussing something, and they assumed that it was this way, and that's not what it was. And I just want to tell everyone what it actually was, you know. And then after her live,
While
Jared,
I was live, sis, while I was live, Amber
while
went.
while she was live, okay, while she was live, Amber went and did another live and had a discussion with Jared. I'm assuming about the topic. No one's quite sure, right? Because, well, the only ones that were quite sure are the ones that were able to listen in. But it went private. And so now, in this moment, in consideration of Ashley D's feelings, she is feeling as if the conversation could have most definitely been about her, especially since we had this moment, right? So one is only able to assume that it's something that you clearly did not want me to hear, or something that you did not want to get resolved. Because if it was any type of resolution that was being sought, then we would be able to have it. We would do it. I gave an open opportunity. Um, and then after that, whatever may have you, Jared did a post today, and of course he's admitted that he has fallen out with other content creators, right? And so he just stated in the comments that it was not about Ashley. I think the understanding that Ashley is trying to get across to everyone is, let's not tone down my feelings too. Let me be able to express how I am perceiving things too. No one is wrong in how they perceive things as well. I just want to have a moment to express how I'm perceiving things too. Am I wrong?
No, you are spot on. I think that everything you said was spot on. I appreciate you explaining it so well. You know, you're explaining it very calmly to where
Right.
I'm hoping they understand. I've tried to vocalize what I was feeling in that moment. And it's like everybody saying, why assume? Why assume? Why not assume? Who else was he talking to? Angie said I gave him the opportunity to come back up last night so we could at least end it on a positive note. Whether we both received what each other heard, the live ended abruptly in the middle of us talking. So we didn't get a close out. I dropped the link for him to come back up, and he went on to Amber's live that was marked private instead of coming back up and addressing our situation. Okay. I left that alone. I wake up today and I'm the last person that had a disagreement with Jared. We didn't close out the disagreement. In Jared's community post, he said women come at him because they're afraid to come at other people and express how they feel. Am I rewinding it slow enough so everybody can hear it? So who else would Jared be talking to? Whether he says it's not about me or not. Clearly, it's about me.
See,
So
the thing
everybody,
is, I'm sorry. I'm reading Jean's comment, and Jean says, why assume it was about her when all those people were here in the chat and Jared addressed her on the panel? Okay, I understand where you may be coming from, and your perception is valid. But there is another perception too, as well. And I think that is what Ashley D is trying to get across. There are a lot of times when content creators would be on panels together, and then they go to their channels and they do recaps and they discuss things furthermore. You get what I'm saying? So what we have to understand is there's a given timeline throughout things that can cause different feelings and emotions. And in this instance, Ashley is given a response for these things happening. And I think that that is the part that Ashley is just trying to be heard in this moment. And I think that's fair that everyone can be able to be heard. Ashley wants to be heard, and Ashley should be heard. She has feelings as well. And it's not, and I don't think Ashley's intent of being heard is to hurt anyone in the situation. It is her having a moment to express her feelings as well. Everyone has a right to do that. And I don't think that we should be the ones to tell her, well, it wasn't that big of a deal, or you're doing it wrong, or anything. She's not doing anything wrong by expressing how she feels. And if anybody takes it personal, we should all give consideration and time to be able to address those things together as adults, you know?
right? Facts. Um, you know what, says too.
Right,
I don't think. I think a lot of people are already true supporters of these people. They're only over here because they're waiting for something to transpire. I've been having seen these people over here. So it's like they want to say things to get me upset. How many times can one vocalize the same conversation to where it's understood and they don't, like, they're not trying to understand it? You get what I'm saying?
right.
Like
I
I
think
vocal.
I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
be honest. I'm going to be honest.
Go ahead.
And it's something that happens in reality and in the real world a lot. Um, and what I've noticed is sometimes everyone is a character in everyone's mind, right? Like in your mind, I play a role in a character in your life. In somebody else's life, I play a role or a character in their life. And in those roles, we have this idea of how this person is supposed to be, or how they should feel about things, or how they should go about things. And the moment that they we're not able to we're not we're not automatically able to necessarily understand in the moment, because it's not a part of their character in our own mind. But what
Wow.
we all need to realize is Ashley D is a person in her own story. She's a character in her own story. And what she is giving right now is her expression of how she feels from her own perspective. And when we start to consider how someone may feel from their own perspective, that is when we can grow and change in our own understanding as well. If everybody has the right to freely express how things are done and how things were wrong, or how they didn't like a thing, or how something shouldn't have been handled this way, then what is wrong with Ashley saying the same?
Wow. Very well said. Um, that's that's exactly what it is. Everyone feels as though they know everyone from online, and they used to everyone being this way. way and being positive and uplifting. And when you express a moment of concern, when you allow people in on just a vulnerability moment in your life, and it's just minor, and you express that instead of everyone, whether they agree or they might think it's a misunderstanding, even miscommunication, instead of them accepting that, whether they agree with it or not, they will rather erase that moment out of their mind and say, well, you're wrong for feeling this way, or what if this, what if that, what if this, what if that, as though my feelings don't matter. And the same thing, like you just said, Angie, as well as Truth Slayer. She said, I could be mistaken, but Ashley D has a strong, passionate delivery in general. I believe she's expressing versus making it a big deal.
Right.
And Margaret
Right.
said, well said with the way you explained this.
Thank you. It doesn't have
Um,
to be a beef. It doesn't have to be problematic to other people or a continued drama. That is not Ashley's intent, if I can say that. That is not her intent. She's only self expressing what was miscommunicated or what was assumed wrong. That's all she is. It was relative to something that was stated, and she wanted to express to everyone that that was not how she was feeling, that she did have a perception or an assumption towards how Jared may have been treating her, but it was not the assumption that everyone was agreeing with on the panel that day. And it's no hard feelings to them. I just want to come on to my channel and explain to everyone that that wasn't my intent and that was not what it was. It's so easy to be misunderstood at times. So when you see things like that, and then when she's expressing the assumption of her being misunderstood, it furthers into that situation, right? But she's really trying to just clear it up, that that's not what she meant. That was not her intent. There's no hard feelings to anyone who assumed that, but I do want to correct things so that people won't have this misunderstanding of me that I would be upset about something as small as that. And then while I'm expressing that, I might as well go ahead and clarify to everyone what I was bothered about. And
mm-hmm.
and and even in that, if I did assume wrong, that was just how I was feeling because of the timeline of things that I perceived that had affected me.
Exactly. And think about this, sis. I invited Jared, gave him the opportunity, and everybody's saying, well, he's in here now. No, he was in here yesterday when the miscommunication took place. I invited him to come back up. I dropped the link. We did not end it off the way I guess I would have expected us to, be able to end it off. It is what it is. Okay, no problem. This and that. Cool. We didn't leave off that way. The link dropped, and for whatever reason, he did not come back up. While I was live, Amber went live, and he decided to go on her platform. I do not know what was discussed because that live was marked private, right?
Right,
So then I wake up today, and I didn't leave off with Jared on okay, no, it just we were saying what we had to say, and in the middle of that conversation, it did not finish. So I could
right,
only assume that we didn't have a problem. So I thought. But
right,
when he decided to go on Amber's platform last night and further discuss details in that live was marked private, I had every reason to wake up when I didn't have clarity on how me and him was going to leave off or no problem going forward in the future, and to wake off into a subliminal saying that I addressed him, I instead of the females that I have the issue with, when he has not had an issue with any females in the past 5 days. I'm the only person that disagreement was recently about. So how could I not feel otherwise? How could I not be able to vocalize my concern and express that on my platform that I built? The same way he expressed it on his community. The same way he decided to express it with Amber privately instead of coming back up on my platform where he was in the first place and discuss it with the person that you might have had a disagreement with.
Right.
So I don't think I did anything wrong. And for people to say you're reading off into things too much, no, I have common sense. And I didn't try to come on here for no argument or no disagreement. I said what I said. And I wanted to continue on. But just like always, the supporters, they keep asking the same question. Then another one asks another question. Then another one. So now you're being frustrated answering the same question over 15 times. So it's lucky you have another calm friend that's a content creator. That's a supporter of the truth, that's able to vocalize themselves and express themselves as well and understand where you're coming from.
Right.
And I appreciate that. Um, like like I was saying before I was sidetracked. We just need to let people vent. And I be so opinionated. Facts. Absolutely. And that's the thing with everything, like what Angie said, as well as Lady Love. Like, we think we have a feel for content creators. We think we laugh, we joke with them, and we know them. But you really don't know people that well. Sometimes people don't know their spouses that well, and they live with the person, they lay down with them. So when someone opens up and they do have a moment, this is YouTube. This is about YouTube. This is not my real life. This is my YouTube life. It's two things. You have YouTube life and you have your real life, okay? But this is a part of my life, a fraction of it, okay? If I come on here and I'm expressing something that has to do with YouTube, we have to start normalizing people expressing them feelings in a healthy manner if it's not hurting anyone. We have to normalize people being able to say what they feel, and people stop shunning them or calling them soft and sensitive.
Right.
Stop dismissing people's feelings. That's not cool. I'm sorry, sis. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. I think this is a moment for everyone to just start to realize things, building effective communication skills, being less driven with emotions. You get what I'm saying? Especially if we're trying not to give off as if we have a specific intent towards people. You get what I'm saying? And then maybe the assumption that they have in their perception won't be taken in this light. You get what I'm saying? I think Ashley has a valid point, you know. Um and it happens so often within this saga, that's why it's so much chaos going on, right? Because if you don't want it done to you, don't do it to others, right? If I was wrong for doing what I did, then we
Yesterday,
have,
I was
if
wrong and I
if I was
added him.
right, if I was wrong for doing what I did, then it's not fair for them to do it to everyone else or anyone at all, even if it wasn't about Ashley, right? And even on the discussion, you get what I'm saying? It even if we don't want to cause offense to anyone, let's not automatically assume the reasoning as if we have the answer and say that that is what it is, and just dismiss someone explaining that that wasn't, um if we don't want to have a panel being discussed, having us being discussed, then let's not create a moment where we're discussing someone else. A lot of things could be resolved if we become more aware of ourselves first, you know and I don't think, and a lot of times a lot of people would say, they didn't have any bad intent, they didn't mean any harm, and that's understandable. But if I do it, now it's harm, now it's bad intent, but it's literally the same thing that was done to me. I'm It's a response, right? But like all is fair that is fair. If someone has the right to speak on it, then I have a right to speak on it as well.
Facts. And my whole thing is, and it's to Mama Two Kings. I didn't block anybody. I put it on timeout because the thing with everything, and that's how so much drama keeps up going on YouTube. Like right now, people are on a panel right now discussing this situation that have nothing to do with it. Okay. I agree, but what? Hold
You
on.
see, all the things that Ashley has done, fine. If Ashley has done it, fine. But if we're talking about what Ashley has done wrong, we can't necessarily prove that it's wrong if we're doing the same thing, is what I'm saying. If you're doing the same thing, then we're both wrong. And I
And
think
it's
that's what Ashley is expressing as well, because Ashley is responding to something that was assumed wrong. And everybody can take it as wrong, but those people, just like she could have reached out, they're saying she could have reached out, just like
let me
she could
I
have
say this
reached
real
out.
quick, sis, to
Hmm.
Mama Two Kings. I was gonna say this. Point blank period, Mama Two Kings. I put it on pause for a second. You and Jared, because yesterday I gave Jared an opportunity to come up and state his piece, and he chose to go on somebody else's platform. And you see how that could have looked at messy. You see how I could have took that in a wrong way. He said we were good, but when I gave him the opportunity to close off on a decent note, he decided to go on a platform that became private after I spoke. Mom of Two Kings, this is to you because you're over in the comment section speaking on things, and if you're going to be politically correct, make sure we correct all the way around, all the way on the board. I timed you guys out. I don't care if people voice their opinion. But Jared had a chance to voice his opinion on my live and clear it up yesterday. But he chose to go on a live that was private. So you see how that could have assumed someone was speaking on me? You see how that could have assumed someone was discussing me? Right? And then they turn around and it's a subliminal up. How could I not assume that's about me? Make it make sense. Jared did not put a subliminal up about anyone in the past few days. That beef was squashed. The ladies apologized to him. So mysteriously out of nowhere, now it's a subliminal up when he did not choose to come back up to the platform yesterday. That's how things get misconstrued. I am not going to be going back and forth arguing with people that I do not know in my real life because I'm expressing how I feel on my channel that I built. Period. So that part was for you, Mama Two Kings.
We have to know the difference. And Lady
And
Love,
then
shout out
here's
to you,
Amber
Mama.
in the chat. Mama Two Kings, did you get blocked out? Amber, you the reason why all this mess is going on because you're messy. You send me text messages all the time of people talking mess. You sent me text messages of critical talk with the mess. That's what you do. You start mess, and then you have people looking like they're acting crazy when they respond. I've been ignoring your messy texts. That's why everything goes on because you're the messy one behind the scene. And I'm going to just leave that there since everyone want to be blinded by stuff.
And shout out to Lady Love. She said again, she responded instead of reacting. Yes. The only thing that Ashley is trying to get across is that no, that's not why I was upset. This is why I was upset, you guys. I'm not mad at anyone for having the conversation. I'm just stating that this is not the reason why I was upset. I would just want to clarify that. You get what I'm saying? And then even in the moment of having that discussion, let me go on to elaborate so that we can get clarity on that as well. And I think that that was the moment where her and Jared was having the discussion to get clarity. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think Ashley's intent was to be harmful to anyone. You know, it was only to clarify to people that I wasn't upset about that. I wasn't upset about my name being called. It was a timeline of things that I personally felt affected by. That and Jared stated in his statement that
It's
that.
messy right now, him on Reddit platform. I'm sorry, sis. Why don't you go
Mhm.
on your own platform, Jared, if you're a street nigga? Y'all don't see nothing wrong with that? Why is he on a panel of somebody that I communicated with on a regular and expressing how he feel? Why didn't he go on his own platform and address me like a man? Y'all don't think that's messy? Y'all don't think that's causing a confusion? You're a full man and you're on Reddit's panel addressing me. Make it make sense, Jared. That's messy. That's the messy stuff that goes on over here. But then when Ashley D responds to it, I'm the one that's acting out of line. I'm the one that's acting inappropriate.
Right.
And I don't have a problem with my supporters if they're true supporters when they're coming in and they're being non-biased. But I'm not going
Right.
to keep on explaining the same thing 5 different ways. I didn't have
Right.
a problem with Mama Two Kings or My Black is Beautiful asking me, how did I know it was about me? I didn't have a problem with those ladies saying that. But I'm not going to spend an hour-long live explaining the same thing and my reasoning behind what I felt. I'm not going to do that. That's not cool. I understand you even vocalizing that. I could be possibly wrong and it could possibly be a misunderstanding. I understand that. But again, we did not have clarity in the live. The only thing he said was, we're okay, this and that. We didn't end it in any type of way. The live mysteriously disconnected on his end, and he decided to go on Amber's live, her private live, instead of at least ending it off with me on an okay note. So today, guess what? If I would have woke up and I saw that, I'd be like, oh, he not talking to me. But guess what? He was.
Right.
And now when I vocalize that and he comes over here, once again, Ashley, let him back up on the panel, even though he did not choose to come up yesterday. I did not block anybody. I timed him out.
Right.
I want to make that clear.
Right.
And what do you mean I want to F with Jared? I don't want to F with anybody. I stood up for Jared. How many other women made videos besides a little dang on post saying leave Jared alone? How many other people made a video defending Jared? Or coming in a real live chat defending Jared when it was nothing but other people from the other side up there? So it's not a personal issue with Jared to that extent. It's an issue between Jared and I. And instead of Jared addressing that, he's being messy, going on another female platform, addressing that publicly. What's the point in that, Jared? I'm on my own panel. What's the point in going on Reddit's panel addressing it when you have your own panel? If that's not being messy, then I don't know what messy is. That's the messy shit that I be saying. And now you're involving everyone else. That's some messy female shit, not no street nigga shit, if you ask me. How about that? I'm sorry.
Right.
That's just starting stuff and hyping things up. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You involving people that don't have anything to do with this. And I'm a crybaby. Who crying?
And well, if anybody, if we're gonna call anyone crybabies, then everyone in the saga has cried. Everybody, literally everyone. So it's it's. I mean, it's not fair. It's not fair.
Pathetic. It really is. I'm sorry.
I mean, to
Only
to
time
want.
I ever cried, let me keep it real, sis. Only time I ever cried when the people on this side who have so much grace and mercy kept speaking on my deceased sister. That's when I cried. I had every reason to. She wasn't even dead a year, and y'all kept speaking on her in the most disrespectful way. And then you skinny shame me. And then when I said you called me a crackhead, and then when I call you fat, I fat shamed you. It's always not. It's always a one-way street on this side. Y'all, you guys always feel sorry for the person who you feel as though is the one more likely to be bullied. When in reality, that person is messy. If the other side saying they messy, then what the heck? Everybody's saying they messy. But nobody sees that. And then the people that's over there talking about me in my comment section, stay over there. Keep that same energy. I don't need you over here. Jerry threw a subliminal. Nobody was speaking on Jerry in the past few days. And he knew I was going to say something, being the gangster person that I am, the keyboard thug, or whatever they want to call me. And I addressed it, and I was going to keep it moving. But messy supporters came over here and kept having me answer the same question 5 different ways. How you know he was talking about you? Who else he talking about? Don't play in my face like that. Don't insult my intelligence. This is the same man that went on a female live, private, instead of addressing me like a man. Leave Jared alone. I ain't picking with Jared. Jared picking with me now. He don't have no business on Reddit panel. He should be on his own platform. And I didn't block anyone. I timed them out. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're okay.
Can everyone hear me? Press 1. Okay. And I understand you probably just coming in here. Um, I don't know whether we made up or not. Okay. Jerry did not come back up here last night. The live seemed as though it was going good, right? We were getting some type of clarity. I invited Jerry back up last night. He didn't come back up, but he went further on to discuss our situation in a private chat with Amber on her live, right? Now you see how that could look messy? You see that how that could make me think one thing, even if it's not? And then on top of that, to go further into details, he said, even with the situation, right? Amber is the one who said Ashley D, and he's clarified Ashley chat, right? I
Right.
said if I had the issue, I would have addressed Amber instead of you. That's not what the issue was about. So basically, by me saying that right there, clearly in my mind, let him know like it was between you and me. It had nothing to do with the names. But for him too messy, bring it up and say people address me because they afraid to get chopped up by the women. Who else is he talking about? Who else is Jared talking about? And who afraid to get chopped up by anybody? I'm not afraid of nobody on YouTube or in real life. I had Angie come up here to explain to the people in the back and bring clarity, because I feel as though I'm a little too vocal and people will misunderstand what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So I wanted her to come up here to explain it. So when she decided to take my offer and come up here, then that was fine. But I gave Jared the opportunity to come up here yesterday, and he chose to go on Amber's private chat and discuss it furthermore. He chose to get up today and write on his community post what he did, and everyone said, I don't supposed to feel a sort of way. What's up, Miss White?
If we are seeking for understanding, we would hear it out throughout its entirety. If we're not, behavior patterns, we have to pay attention to behavior patterns. If we are seeking for clarity and for it to be resolved, or if
And
we're
wait, they keep
seeking,
saying something about the cool table thing. Let me clear this up, y'all. I don't want to be at the table with a. I'm gonna be honest. I was cool with Retta, so I thought, okay, everybody else didn't matter to me for real. I thought Amber used me to get cool with Retta, right? But come to find out, Amber was trolling all of us. How about that? I was never really cool with people that didn't have my best interests at heart. I don't care about those the cool table. What cool table? What cool table? Why do y'all keep saying cool table got people in their feelings? Oh shoot. Oh Lord. I know for a fact that the anyways, so for people to sit over there and try to make it seem as though I'm such a bad person, and Jared did not have to come on Retta's panel and discuss it. And he knew it was going to be a misunderstanding. He knew Retta was going to be upset or whatever is discussed over there, and it was going to be a bigger lie if he was not trying to be messy. You see how things can get misunderstood, misconstrued? You see how things can be made into things bigger than what they are?
right,
That's a prime example. But I don't care at this point anymore. My issue with Jared was he was subbing me this morning. My issue with Jared was he was being funny towards me. And I finally said something about it. But it had nothing to do with no cool table. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. The only person, relationship, and friendship I was concerned about over there with was Retta. And I'm good. And D-Ham. And I'm straight. Throughout this whole storyline, I realized I ain't got no friends when it comes to the people that I thought were my friends. And I'm okay with that. I'm not going to talk bad about them. But I'm straight. I've met people that have been nicer to me than my real friends was. My real friends, if they had a problem with me, they wouldn't have did the same thing they told me not to do. I added Jerry. I didn't add all those women. I expressed. No, you're not sliding, Miss White. No, I'm not. I'm speaking in general. You don't have to feel slighted, even though you ignore me too. But you don't have to feel slighted. I'm saying in this story, you don't have anything to do with this. You didn't do anything to me. I'm talking about you didn't get on a panel and discuss anything. After today, I am speaking on something different. I don't care if everybody keep going. I gave Amber content. She'll keep going on about it. She won. People look at you and you say how you feel and you express that, and then they want you to feel like you're spiraling out or you poke somebody or this and that. Jared is a grown man. Why would Jared go on Retta's panel and me and her already are in the best light right now with one another? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's being messy. And let me answer this. For people that sit up and try to play people like they're lame and this and that, I've been knowing Retta for a year. Okay? I didn't have to see Retta. That's the only person that I talked to that genuinely gave an interest towards caring about. And people like want to say, oh, you put in too much. Well, then I wouldn't have been on the phone with the woman early in the morning. I wouldn't have accepted her phone call and I wouldn't have called her. That's not how my life works. I don't know about y'all. But if it's just a YouTube relationship, I'll talk to you when I go live. That's how that goes. Or when I get ready to go live and we can chop it up. I do love you, Miss White. But I just feel like everybody, I don't want to even talk about that online, Miss White. But I just feel like people have gotten in people's head. People have turned around and tried to make people get into it. And we all grown, so you have to, be able to agree about that. But people have been doing stuff behind the scenes that I have not spoken up about, instigating and starting things. Trying to get me to act up and act out. Now that situation it could have something to do with the Jared situation, because this person sent me something from him as well. So I'll just leave that part like that. But no, we don't know these people in real life. But if I dedicate some time talking to you on the phone all the time, why people want to say, I don't know these people in real life, we're not friends. Well, don't call me and I won't call you. What do you mean? Who at the age of 40 years old spend time on the phone with grown ass women all the time, all day, every day, if you're not trying to get to know them? If this just for YouTube, then don't call me all day, every day, and I won't call you all day, every day. And we can keep it that way. I hate when people say that, but they cake on the phone with people all the time. You get what I'm saying? If you're not trying to build a friendship, why are you on the phone with women like you are on the phone with a man all the time? Why? That don't make sense. Keep it at YouTube. Keep it YouTube friendly. YouTube friendly is not accepting a phone call at 7 in the morning or calling somebody at 7 in the morning and talking to them all day throughout the day. That's not YouTube friendly.
Right.
And then try to turn around and act like I'm so invested and I'm so this. And I ain't invested in no damn body but my 15-year-old son.
Right.
And the people that's invested in me. But I tell you one thing I don't do, and I will never do. I will never leak up with the op. I will never leak up with a fake and a phony and a troll and diss on the person that has been genuinely loyal and there to me. I never do that.
Right.
Whether it's YouTube or my real life, I never be fake like that. I tell you that. So I could be whatever y'all want me to be, but Ashley D for damn sure a real one. I tell you that. Miss White, I don't want to resolve nothing private. I don't want to talk to anybody. You okay, Miss White? Besides you, I don't want to talk to anybody else from my past. Besides the people that I've been in communication with now. I don't have anything unresolved. They have unresolved. People started, I finish it. I didn't ask Jerry to go on someone else's live. And then here's Amber with her big roly messy ass in the comment section. She blocked you too, just trying to keep it going. Like, why's you speaking on it, Amber? Why's you bringing it up? Just like you brought it up on your live yesterday. You was trying to be funny. How did you not know what I wrote on the community, but you text me Jerry freaking video? Make it make sense. You was starting some stuff. Your first live, you brought up me on the community wall. You knew what you was doing the whole time, and I'm glad you did it because you exposed a lot of things. I'm grateful for that. Thank you for being predictable and being exactly who you are. I love it. Sorry, sis. This the ugly side of
You're
YouTube.
okay, Mama. You're okay. Let me see.
You know, and if it was a misunderstanding somewhere with the community post or whatever the heck with Jared, I don't know.
Right.
If it was, I'm wrong and I'm sorry. I can say that, but I
Right.
don't feel that way. I really don't. And this live was not even about his freaking community post. Everybody made this live about that. We went back to this. I addressed it for 10 minutes and then I kept going. But
Right.
yet we are an hour and 32 minutes into it. YouTube can definitely be a dirty place. Everybody wants you to feel like you should have tough skin, right? But tough skin to them is being fake. Tough skin to them is allowing other people to do what they want to do and turning a blind eye to it. And when you feel like it's a problem and you come to the person about it, then it's an issue. I never been fake in my life, so I don't know how to fake friendships. I don't know how to talk to people on the phone for hours and bond and have a connection and build one and then pretend like it's not real. Shit. I'm
Right.
sorry. Like I'd rather just keep it at YouTube and we just catch up about that if that's the goal or that's what we're trying to make it be. I'm okay with that. We could be YouTube professional and we could keep personal life out of it. Or we could be real friends. And
Right.
and by this, I mean I don't want no more friends. I'm glad with who I got. I'm straight.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's a two-way stream. It's always a two-way stream. Is it if it's okay for this for one person, it should be okay for the next. It's a two-way stream. If
Well,
it's
not
not
going.
okay,
I'm sorry.
if it's not okay for me, then it's not okay for the next. So if we're saying that Ashley is wrong and Ashley should have never did that and Ashley should have never made the status, Ashley should have never came on live and had this discussion. If we're saying that Ashley is wrong, she's assuming wrong. If we're saying that Ashley is wrong, then we have to consider these in the next moments with other people. If Ashley shouldn't have made us post, other people don't need to make a post either. If Ashley shouldn't have had this type of discussion on live, other people shouldn't have had this discussion on live either. All is fair that is fair, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who started it and who didn't. If it's wrong for one, it's wrong for the other. That's it. Because if everybody can express and give their opinions and observations, then when where is the stop line for me, why is there a stop line for me where I can't express, especially if my name was specified, you know, and then there was a discussion and everybody had a right to their opinion. But because my name was specified, I just wanted to tell everyone that that wasn't the actual reason. Let me just go ahead and say that that was not it. That's all that Ashley was trying to do, and it's not because, and I'm not offended by anyone having the discussion. I'm not offended that everyone assumed that was the reasoning. I'm just only clarifying that that was not the reasoning. That's it.
Right. And
And
it
it
didn't start off this way, like you saying, it didn't get to this point. We're an hour and 36 minutes in. Ashley explained in the beginning what she felt, what it was, and tried to speak on something different. And I have everyone come back in the comment section and continue to ask the same questions that I had to reiterate over and over again. I'm not trying to turn my life into a shit show. I don't
right,
do shit shows. I don't try to personally attack people unless I feel attacked.
right,
The same thing, like Angie said, they told me not to do yesterday. Even though I added Jared, right? He was entitled to do that today. He did not come back up to my live yesterday, but he went and spoke on my live on Amber's panel, right?
right.
So how is it that when I address something that was directed at me, whether it was a subliminal or I was spoken on after the beef was supposed to be squashed, I'm a issue.
Right.
No, the subs and the supporters that are instigating, that keep wanting you to explain something over, they're the issue. The people that are not seeing that you're saying, if all these things lead up to somebody coming at you, then that's clearly an indicator of what it is. Now, I said, if I was wrong, I apologize. But why subliminally say something on your post and I'm the last person you got into it with? What other way I supposed to take it?
Or even if Ashley didn't take it, if literally what I did was wrong about making a post, then how is it okay for Jared
And I'm gonna just be honest.
for
If
making
that
a
was
post?
you, would you have took it that way, Angie? If you invited Jared up and he did not want,
Absolutely.
okay,
Absolutely.
so I don't understand why
Because
people in,
I'm not looking in the shoes of everyone else. I'm looking in my own perspective. If I just express things and it was evident that it didn't end positive because of the response of going to different panels after, you know, us having a conversation, then
mm-hmm,
I'm automatically to assume that the next morning when a post is made, that it has to be in reference to me. Now, if
right,
I am wrong, and he came in the comments and he stated he was wrong, and that's fine. It still doesn't take away the fact that I was shunned in a discussion. Not shunned, but basically I was frowned upon for making a status on my wall. I was frowned upon for that. But literally the next day, someone else did it. And they were in his defense against me. So are they in defense against him, for the other people that he may have been speaking of?
right.
All is fair that is fair. If it's wrong for one person to do it, then it's wrong for everyone to do it. Let me see. I'm not sure who's on the panel, but Ashley knows exactly why I said what I said. I want Ashley to work on self regardless how anyone else chooses to handle themselves. You're right, Miss White. And I've been reading your post, and I value your take on this. And I don't mean to offend. I probably whatever I was stating, it wasn't in reference to what you were saying, Miss White, and I do apologize if you felt that way. Effective communication is always good, and I may have been shortcoming on that on my end, so I do apologize. I'm not sure of everyone that Ashley may be in contact with. You get what I'm
Somebody
saying?
said nothing but facts. Everything you saying accurate.
Thank, thank you, Miss Nita. I really
Yes.
appreciate it. I only want everyone. And YouTube and social media for a long time to me has been it's been a rage of emotions. And we are all adults, and a little to anything actually gets resolved because we're not hearing one another. We're not listening to one another at times.
Mhm.
Not everyone. There's a lot of people who actually do hear. But most of the times, a lot of things are carried out in such a dramatic way with little to no resolution because of the refusal to hear anyone. When you have so many emotions, they cloud your hearing, they cloud your understanding at times. And so what I just wanted to come in and possibly be, a voice of
A
understanding.
reason. And I
Right.
asked her that, and um Angie's, you're not offending anyone. And Miss White, I apologize if you felt that way, but I know that that's not her intentions. I asked her a question, and I wanted her to honestly answer it when it came to how she would have felt if she was me. How that could have been taken the wrong way or out of context.
Right.
Me and Jared did not, whether we said it was a misunderstanding, I asked Jared, I offered Jared the opportunity to come back up to end it on a better note in front of everyone. But he chose to go on Amber's live that she made private. Before that live went out, I was discussed, and then it was marked private. Okay. What other way can I take it when I wake up today and now he says females come at him because they know the other females that they really want to come at will chop them up? What other way could I take it? It's no smoke and mirrors. It's no in between. It is what it is. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But put yourself and visualize being in my shoes when you gave someone the opportunity to say what they were feeling in that moment. And they did not come up to your panel, but they chose to address it on someone else's. Yes, he saw my message when I asked him to come back up, but he chose to go on Amber's platform yesterday. So now today he comes back to say that's not what it was about, right? But now he goes on on Retta's panel. Why didn't Jerry just go on his own platform? That could look messy as well. And Angie is up here to get a better understanding, because sometimes when I vocalize and express myself, it can come off as too vocal or too passionate.
Right.
But I'm coming from a place of realness and rawness. And people look at it as though my emotions is mismanaged. No, I am a very passionate person. And if you have my phone number, and if we're in communication, and whether we're on YouTube or not, if I look at you as a friend, I'm going to value you as a friend. If I give you my
Right.
time and my energy, then I value that relationship that can blossom into a friendship. I don't have fake ships. A lot of people fake ship. That's not me. So she is explaining, as well as myself, why I looked at that in the way I did. And I asked her honest opinion. Would she have felt some sort of way? Just the way things transpired last night. She was being a mediator.
Right.
And what would she have felt? And she understand where I'm coming from. Because everybody in my comment section do not get it. And everybody is looking at it as though they want to say I'm crashing out or I'm having a shit show. I'm not having a shit show. I'm vocalizing how I feel. Just like the ladies are vocalizing that right now on the panel, just like they vocalized that without me yesterday morning just like they vocalized that while I was live, and I gave Jared the chance to, and he decided to go on Amber's private.
Right.
They vocalized that 7 times and they were not judged. But I'm vocalizing on my own platform what I was feeling in that moment without being disrespectful. And I'm still being judged. I'm still being ridiculed.
Thank you, Miss Lady Love. Miss Lady Love said, you are absolutely right on everything you're saying, but your message only applies to the mature. I appreciate you. And Miss White, she says, respect to the panelists. Ashley made me a promise, and I'm going to hold her to it. I've never told her anything wrong before, and I see no need to start now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, Miss White. I appreciate that. Thank you. I understand completely. Um, and I having an appreciation for everyone's take and everyone's perspective is something that I'm very assuring of. I'm okay with that, um and I think Ashley D is as well. You get what I'm saying? So no offense to anyone. I value and I appreciate everyone's point.
Absolutely. I don't come on here. I don't talk about people. I don't discuss things. I'm not a messy person. I've never been. Whenever I've came on here, it is to defend myself as I should.
Right.
So when I express something that I feel, and I'm not being messy, I'm expressing how I feel. What other way is there to do so? I don't talk to other people. I felt as though I was subbed. My intention was to come on here and say what I was saying and point out initial red flags and things to watch out for in relationships, in our day-to-day life. That's it.
Right.
Peace to Lisa and everybody else in the chat. Tit for tat. Do your homework. Please do, sis. I appreciate you being here. Angie, Miss White, thanks for your positivity. Margaret, thanks to you for being positive. Lisa, appreciate you. Thanks to Truth Slayer for your membership. I appreciate everyone valuing my opinion and coming in from a non-biased perspective.
Right.
You know, my job is to never assume.
Right.
But if my eyes, as well as with what my heart is telling me,
Right.
if I see something and it doesn't set right and it keeps going, and then finally I say something, everyone online might not know what has transpired behind the scenes, but I do. And just because I don't always come online and vocalize that, sometimes you guys have to sit back and listen and don't just say, "Oh, why do you feel that way?" Listen to why I am feeling that way. Listen to what I'm telling you. You guys are supporters. You're not content creators. You don't know everything that takes place behind the scene and the messiness that people do. You don't know. So sometimes it's just best to listen, observe, and pay attention. And listen out for those red flags that I tried to warn you about. That's all everyone needs to do sometimes. Sit back and pay attention to what's messy and what's going on. I have been summoned up subliminally. I have been low-key sent messy things. I'm not a messy person. I was spoken on and I addressed it. And I was almost closing that out. And then something else occurred and I readdressed and I addressed that. I don't want to say readdressed it, but well, kind of readdressed it because I felt as though it was over with. But it is what it is, you guys. It's messy to keep. I'm not going to go on a 2-hour rant about the same thing. I said what I said. If I was wrong in my heart, I am sorry. But if I was not wrong, which we will never know, then, it is what it is. I, at the end of the day, was one of the people that felt sorry for Jared, that expressed empathy and concern. So I don't have a reason to, outside of my own personal reason, to want to feel some sort of way about Jared or want to attack him because I'm afraid to attack anyone else. That's not, I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm not afraid to attack anybody. I don't attack people unless they're coming for me. And that's only defending myself in my offense. But I'm not gonna waste any more time on this. I got stuff to do. You have anything to say, sweetheart? I appreciate you
No,
coming up here
no
to get
problem.
understanding and clarity.
No
Um,
problem. Shout out to Miss Angie. Thank you. She was speaking to me. She said hey to the young lady on the panel. Shout out to you, Mama. How you doing?
Shout out Angie. Miss White, I've been a content creator for 3 years and something, baby. I know I will be judged. I know that people will talk about me. That's not anything new. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel as though everybody is always looking at things from one side because they favor those people more. And that's just what it is. It's been that way my whole life. I'm not playing a victim, but I'm just stating the facts. My side will never be heard because people like other people better, and that's fine. I am okay with that. But I will continue doing things from a non-biased Ashley D perspective. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you bringing clarity and understanding to everything you're saying. Um, if that was the case about me being upset about people attacking me or judging me, Miss White, I wouldn't be a content creator. That sounds like something another person said that goes at other people that don't speak on them every day. So I don't understand that part. But I appreciate you bringing clarity, and I appreciate what you're saying. I wish nothing but the best for everybody. I'm getting off of here. I'm not going to prolong this. Like I said, if I was wrong, I'm wrong. If not, it is what it is. But I'm out.